Okay, very good morning to all of you. So we have we are trying to discuss something about network security one in unit number 5. Already we have completed the PGP and MIME and secure MIME. All these three topics have been gets completed in the previous sessions. Today we'd like to bring with a new concept. That concept is security at the transport layer. Simply speaking, so web security. Web security in the sense, normally web browser will be communicate with the server using HTTP requisitions or HTTP requests. Okay, so after transportation layer, after transport layer, we have an application layer. So between these two, so there is one security measure which could be taken by the internet protocol, that is SSL, Secure Socket Layer. How this could be gets implemented, why this could be, and what are the different aspects to be considered for this particular SSL, Secure Socket Layer. Let us have a discussion today. And secure socket layer is a very lengthy topic, and I would like to divide this particular topic into two classes. Today we would like to complete some 60% of SSL, and tomorrow so remaining 40% will be discussed with you by tomorrow. Let us have a look about this one today. So that is secure socket layer, that is SSL, how this could be taken into consideration in between the transport layer and the application layer, how this could be. Actually, SSL was implemented just above transport layer and below of HTTP protocol. In between these two, I mean, more specifically speaking, so just above TCP, Transaction Control Protocol, and below of HTTP. In between these two, SSL could be gets operated, and how this could be happen. Let us have a look here. So SSL does means secure socket layer, and it could be always used to provide provide security on data. So it could be always provide security on data over the network here. So over network in the sense when data is being transmitted right away from your system to or client to server or server to client, then it could be provide some security on the specific data. More specifically speaking, when data will be transmitted, so between client and server through web browsers, more specifically through web browsers, if you are trying to transmit the data, so then SSL is being operated out there. If web browser cannot be there with you, SSL could not be so make that much sense. So while providing some kind of security on specific data. That's what you need to always remember here. Okay. So if web browser could be there, then SSL will be required. If web browser kind of so transmission cannot be there, so there is no importance of your SSL here. Okay, so then this could be taken, this could be implemented by using a set of protocols, sub protocols, which are called as SSL protocol stack. There are 4 different kinds of protocols which are cumulatively called as SSL protocol stack. So number one, first one is SSL record protocol, and second one is handshake protocol, and third one is change cipher specification protocol or change cipher spec or specification protocol, and the alert protocol. What is the importance of all these things? So in terms of providing some kind of security between the server and user via web browser is so always taken into consideration of this. And let us go through So before going to go in details about this particular SSL, we would like to concentrate on two different kinds of issues. Those issues are very, very important for us. Those issues might be so connection. There must be you need to have the connection, and you need to have a session. Without the creation of these two, SSL protocol could not be implemented. It is not supposed to be implemented without having so the connection, and without having the session. That is not supposed to be implemented. All these things are not supposed to be taken into consideration here. So normally, what do you mean by a connection? Already in so network programming laboratory, we have already seen what is a connection here. If you consider, so there is a server and there is a client. So let me consider this is the server and this is the client here, for example. Then server is always open. Server is always open this particular socket at the server side in so passive open mode. It is always gets open only. If any incoming connection will be there, that incoming connection will be always accepted by this particular server. And as and when client will be switched on and it is being communicated with so this particular server using so it's a socket. Obviously, it could be forward one request to the server with a segment. That segment is called as so a request segment, REQ. So segment here, it does follow. It does so process one particular sequence number here. So one particular sequence number will be taken into consideration, because if any data will be received by the server, received from the server, it must be taken this particular sequence number. I am going to start the receiving based on this particular sequence number. Such kind of information has been forwarded to the server here. So soon receiving this segment will be received by the server, then it must be give some acknowledgement with whatever the request it has been received. Based on that, it is going to so send one as acknowledgement with whatever the sequence number it has been sent or received by client. So that sequence number plus one. So followed by its sequence number, followed by server's sequence number. It could be sent by the server here. Soon this segment will be received by the client. Then automatically, so client also give acknowledgement to that particular the segment which is received by the server here. So it's also give some acknowledgement from client to server. So whatever the sequence number which has been received by the server plus one will be added to that particular thing and can be sent the acknowledgement to the server. So therefore, connection has been established. Okay, to have this particular connection, basic requirement will be, so this basic requirement must be seen like this socket. So this particular socket must be always, it is a combination of two parameters. Parameter number one will be, so internet protocol address, IPv4 address, internet protocol IPv4 address, followed by so colon a port number. Okay, one particular port number it could be. So the socket will be prepared by using so these two items. Okay, IPv4 address followed by a port number. So it could be available either side. So at the client side and at the server side. So this IPv4 address must be there. Server does have some IP address and the client will be bind with that particular server's IP address. Therefore, so handshaking with three-way handshaking, because three segments have been propagated right away from client to server and the server to client. So that is why it is called as three-way handshaking. So this three-way handshaking is not equal to this handshake protocol. This handshake protocol is having some other meaning, and this establishment of this particular connection will be called as a three-way handshaking as far as networks and the cryptography is concerned. Okay, in this way the connection is being established here. The connection could be established in this way by taking the consideration of the socket, and the socket is socket will be so the combination of or binding of IPv4 and port number. Okay, and this connection will be always used to provide transport service between so client and server, otherwise between client and client or between server and server. Simply speaking, so any two autonomous systems, they might be servers, they might be clients, they might be anything, whatever it may be. So connection is always used to transport some data or provide transport service. So to transfer the data between one autonomous system to another autonomous system. Probably they may be clients or servers, whatever it may be. Okay. So in order to communicate, as I discussed just before, in order to communicate the client and server, obviously it must be established connection. Connection establishment must be so seems in such a way. Okay, it's already known to you. Okay, then so three-way handshaking could be happen here. Just explain what is that three-way handshaking just before. Okay, then this transport of data will be happen between client to client or client to server or server to client or vice versa. Whatever may be two autonomous systems. Okay, so in this way the connection could be established between so-called two autonomous systems here. After connection will be established, what exactly the SSL is required? The SSL is required after establishment of the connection. SSL is required a session. Without the session, a session could not be worked out anymore here. Normally, if you consider, if talking something about a Gmail, for example, or Google, for example, so they could not have any session between the server of Google and the client of your machine. So if you open the Google and left the particular computer for several days, there is no problem at all. So there could not have any session. So therefore, it could be always available with you as and when. So for example, some 3 hours, 4 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours, if you leave the system ideal, there is no problem. Google will be always ready to communicate with you. Or Google Mail also always ready to communicate with you. So there is no session which is needed by that particular so-called sites. But if you consider any banking systems, any banking websites or web servers, so if you open your bank account, net banking account, page, and you will be left over for a certain amount of time, probably 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So if you put that particular site for ideal for this many okay, so ideal for so 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes, obviously the session will be gets, you could soon after 4 minutes or 5 minutes, if you touch that particular website, then obviously it could be gives you one alert. That alert is your session is expired, please re-log in to use this service, something like that. Okay, some SSL, where exactly SSL will be implemented, thereby sessions must be required. Where exactly SSL will not be there, of course both will be happen through web browser only, but SSL will be existed, then obviously sessions also be playing a vital role. If SSL could not be there with you, so there is no problem. So there must not have any kind of sessions. Okay, so importance of session is seems like that. So to have this session, how the things will be happen here in the sense, it is a strong association between client and server. It is a strong association between client and server here, and this association will be happens to available as long as the client and server will be continuously in communication. If communication will be get stopped, so let me consider the data which is being transporting between the client and server will be so temporarily get stopped, in the sense your session will be gets expired. It could not be, the session could not be there with you. As long as you are trying to continuously communicate with the server, So session will be continued, and so on and so forth. Where the session will be gets terminated when you are not communicate with your server for a certain amount of time. Probably, most probably, that is so 60 seconds to 90 seconds. If you are not supposed to communicate with your server, obviously your session will be gets closed. Okay, so then session might be, as I said just before, it is a period of time. It is a period of time, temporary period of time, which is used to communicate with the server and the client here. Okay, and if you create, not you actually, if any server will be create one single session within that particular period of time, many number of connections could be established. Not exactly you. So during that particular session, many number of people will be communicate with their username and passwords of that particular server here. Okay, a session must be or shall be consist of many number of multiple number of connections here. Okay, these two are very much required while doing some kind of operation with SSL. As I said, one SSL stack protocol, the protocol is handshake protocol. This handshake protocol will be looking after the complete session information. Okay, it could be generate a particular session, and it could also be looking after whether a so-called person or so-called client is being communicated with the server properly or not. If it is not proper, obviously handshake protocol will be get stopped that particular session between so-called specific client to so the server here. Obviously, you could get some alert message that your session is get sober, so that you have to re-log in to enter into the session, something like this. Some alert message based on the banking system, based on the booking system, however, whatever it may be. So you could get some kind of alert message. Those messages and those management will be done by handshake protocol in the SSL protocol stack list. Okay, and every time if any session will be gets created, handshake protocol will be manipulate session state parameters. There are several session state parameters, and there are another several connection state parameters. All these parameters are very, very important while SSL is being worked out with your web browser. So what is the first parameter of session state parameters? So number one is the session identifier. The session identifier, obviously we know very well as far as operating system, if any system is if any process is being created by operating system, obviously we could say so that particular process must be created with a unique identifier that is called as a process ID. Okay, it is mandatory to create one particular process ID while it is being under execution mode. Similarly, here also every session, it does have its own identifier, and it could be a byte sequence number which is used to identify the session. Okay. Second point will be peer certificate. Already have shown you the certificates in the previous class. Already have shown you the certificates in the previous class. So COCOMO certificate and many other certificates I have shown you. Let me open one more time for you. So these are the peer certificates. So let us go ahead and settings and open privacy and security. And then here again tap on this particular security. And here you could see, so manage your HTTP or SSL certificates. You could see, I don't know whether it is visible to you or not. Where it is? Yeah. So HTTP, you could see this one here, HTTP or SSL certificate settings. If you open this one, obviously it could be pop-up window. Then thereby you could see, so Komodo certificate is there. If you click on that particular Komodo certificate, then it will be gives you so issued by who it was issued and what are the valid from which date to which date it is being valid, and then followed by what is the version. You could see version, serial number, signature SHA-38 RSA signature has been used. So signature hashing algorithm SHA-384 has been used, and many other parameters will be created here. You could see what is the public key and what is the public key parameters and authentication key identifier, subject key identifier, certificate policies. There are several parameters will be there within the each and every certificate here. You could observe many number of certificates. If you open everything, if you open one more thing, let me say this one. So whoever issued this particular thing, and if you go for details, yes, you can see the same. What is the version? What is the serial number? What is the authenticated signature authenticated algorithm? So what is the public key? What is the private key? Everything will be available here. You please go through in our mission after completion of this particular class. Okay. Likewise, so all these certificates will be comes into one particular category X.509. So certificate category. So thereby, which consists of public key and signature algorithm parameters. Many other almost all we do have some 22 parameters will be there within every certificate. So the certificate will be purchased by you, not exactly by you. Google will purchase on behalf of you. Soon Google Chrome will be installed, then automatically, so those certificates will be gets installed to your web browser also. Okay, so peer certificate information could be also maintained by this SSL. Then followed by compression method. Already we have seen. So SHA-384, just before we have seen, that is the compression method we have used. Sometimes it may be used, sometimes it may not be used here. So most probably it could be used. And then cipher specification. So which encryption algorithm you are using. So already we have seen, so encryption algorithm which we have used for Komodo is RSA. RSA algorithm, public key also be given over there just before we have seen. And what is the MAC or hash algorithm? Just we have seen SHA-384 is the hash algorithm which was used by that particular certificate. Okay. And then master secret in the sense a secret key which is being shared between client and server. Master secret in the sense, so secret key which is being shared between the client and the server. Okay. And then is resemble. What do you mean by is resemble here in the sense it is a simple flag which is always specified that whether any new connections have been established based on the specific session. So handshake protocol has created one particular session. For example, so 3847, this is the session ID, for example. So many number of clients are being communicated with this particular ID. So first client, second client, third client, and so on and so forth. Many number of clients have been communicated with this one. And as and when any new connection will be gets established, then immediately is resemble will be enabled. Once the connection will be established completely, immediately this flag will be disabled. One more new connection will be comes to this particular ID, so it could be enabled, and after completion of the connection, so flag will be again disabled. So flag will be equal to 1 or 0. If 1 in the sense incoming connection will be there, 0 in the sense there is no incoming connection. 1 will be available until incoming connection will be completed. Once it has been completed, obviously it will be turned to 0. Okay. In this way, all these parameters. So totally these parameters are supposed to be maintained by SSL session. Okay. Then what are the connection parameters? Connection state parameters. So if you connect anything, so it is a server and a client random. It is a byte sequence, which is a byte sequence in the sense 8 bits must be there, and if these 8 bits must be repetitively happens to be available with that particular connection here. So then followed by server write MAC secret. Okay, MAC secret in the sense, so the MAC value which is being generated by the any MAC otherwise any hash algorithm, probably MD5 or probably SHA or SHA1, SHA2, SHA3, however, whatever it may be. So it has been taken, and this is being generated by the server, not exactly the client, the server. Client also have its own. Client write max secret. So client will be now the sender might be client here. At this particular point, the sender might be the server here. As and when server will be send some data to the client, so client server write max secret will be generated. When a client will be communicate with the server, client write max will be, so max secret will be generated by the client here. Okay. Then followed by server write key. This is the secret key which is used to so perform some conventional encryption by the server. What do you mean by conventional encryption? In the sense, either it might be a DES. So DES is one conventional algorithm, and then triple DES, 3 DES is so one more algorithm. Otherwise, AES is one more conventional algorithm. So to perform some such kind of encryption, so DES or triple DES or AES or one more algorithm is there, IDEA, which is not there in our syllabus, and one more algorithm is Blowfish. So these are different kinds of algorithms. All these are so conventional algorithms here. So these conventional algorithms will be take secret key or private key as one of the inputs for generating cipher text here. So such kind of server write key will be taken by the server here, and the client write key, while client also be so send some kind of information, encryption could be operated using client also, so that could be also taken here. And initialization vector. Initialization vector is always used to, this could be used to take the plain text. Okay, the plain text will be taken with initialization vector. On this plain text, if a client will be communicate with the server, so seek what you call encryption operation will be operated on this plain text by client. Otherwise, the server will be communicate with the client, then server will be operate its encryption by the client, by the server here. Okay, so these are the so parameters and sequence number. So sequence number in the sense, if bandwidth will be very low, for example, bandwidth will be too low in the sense, then your fragment will be, total data will be divided into several number of fragments, and each fragment does have its own sequence number. At receiver send, so all fragments will be received based on the sequence number. They will be so collaborated each other. Then obviously you could get complete message. Okay, something like this. Something like this. All these parameters are used for for connection, and the previous parameters are used for the session. Okay, so once the connection will be established, obviously every parameter will be comes into the action. Once a session will be established, then obviously every parameter will be comes into action. Okay, then how so this SSL will be? What are the different kinds of so parameters, protocols which are seen as SSL here? So handshake protocol, and then the protocol structure will be seems like this. So change cipher specification protocol, so alert protocol, and HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. So just below this one, SSL, so record protocol could be there. So just below this one, TCP protocol. Just below this one, IP protocol. This is a protocol stack which is available with any kind of so TCP/IP suite here. Okay, in TCP/IP, so between TCP and HTTP, this SSL will be used here. For example, if you consider all these things, let me say all these items will be comes under SSL. These will be comes under SSL. Okay, this will be comes under SSL, and it will be just below of HTTP and just above so TCP here. And we'll come across with this one first, SSL record protocol. What actually been happening when SSL record protocol will be taken into consideration. So today we will complete up to this particular point. Tomorrow, handshake, chain cipher, and alert protocols also be completed by tomorrow. Okay, let us see how SSL record protocol will be. Normally, your application data, so whether communication will be happen through client to server or server to client. Either of direction, the communication could be gets happened here. For example, server is being communicate with the client. For example, now server will be prepare some kind of data, some amount of data, and that could be placed onto so the transport layer. So during placed into the transport layer, what exactly SSL can be done? So you please remember one particular point here. Everything will be communicated through web browser only, not exactly with internet. Web browser only. Okay. So through web browser, if you want to communicate, then all these SSL and TLS will be comes into picture. Otherwise, there is no importance of SSL here. So a server will be take some amount of plain text, and if based on the bandwidth, so SSL record protocol will be divide that whole application data into several number of fragments. Okay, this is fragment 1, this is fragment 2, this is fragment 3, this is fragment 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, and each and every fragment, it could be take something like this. So this fragment will be taken, and first of all, it is being operated the compression operation on the fragment. Compression in the sense you may be use either it is SHA or it is MD5, whatever the compression so algorithm you have used. Yes, you can use anything. Then followed by it could be identify the MAC address. Okay, any MAC algorithm can be used, and you have to identify the MAC address, MAC value, and that could be appended. This is MAC MAC. This is MAC, which is being appended to the compressed value. Then after appending this MAC value, then you have to apply encryption. Okay, apply encryption. Encryption in the sense it could be conventional encryption algorithms could be operated here. Either it may be a DES, whether it is so data encryption standard, so advanced encryption standard, otherwise triple DES, 3 DES, otherwise IDEA or Blowfish. Either of these applications could be taken into consideration, and based on the web browser, these applications will be changed. Okay. So apply encryption on so whatever the compress and appended MAC data, it could be taken into consideration. Then after applying this encryption, so then whatever the SSL record protocol, this protocol does have some header. That header is being appended to that particular packet fragment. Okay, that header is being appended to that fragments here. So append so this SSL record header. This is the SSL record header here. This is the header. Okay, this is the header. It is being appended here. And what are the components of this SSL header? How many number of components will be there here? So we have 4 different types of components. Number 1, what is the content type? Whether it is plain text or it is a compressed text. Normally, compressed text only being available within this particular total packet here. Then what is the major version of SSL record protocol? Major version of SSL record protocol is 3.0. And the minor version of SSL record protocol, that is 0.0. And then finally, compressor length. If you are supposed to apply compression here, then you have to specify the compression length. Otherwise, if you are not, this compression operation is optional operation. This is not compulsory, this is optional. Okay, this is optional here. So if you are not supposed to follow compression, any kind of compression algorithm, obviously you could specify here the plain text length. If compression is not followed by you, if compression is followed by you, you have to specify the length. Okay, here it could be specified either plain text length, otherwise compressed text length, whatever it may be. After applying all these points, how the fragment will be seems. The fragment will be seems like this. Okay, it could be, so the header might be, this is the header of that particular fragment, and either fragmented, compressed text or the plain text, whatever it may be, and whatever the MAC you have identified by taking the master secret. I'm trying to specify everything will be done at server side. So that is why master secret has been taken into consideration. So this is the way the fragment will be seen. Okay, in this way the fragment will be seems, and this fragment will be propagated or otherwise transported to the client. Okay, then followed by how you can calculate this MAC calculation. So here we have been calculated. So as far as this particular point here, we have identified the MAC here. Here we have appended this particular MAC here. How could you calculate this particular MAC? So there is a formula. Using that particular formula, you have to identify the MAC here. The formula will be seems like this: hash of MAC write secret concatenation with the pad2 concatenation with the hash of MAC write secret concatenation with the pad1 concatenation with the sequence number concatenation with the SSL compressor length, so concatenation with the SSL compressor type, then concatenate with the SSL compressed fragment. Let us take each and everything. So this whole thing will be considered, whole thing will be taken into consideration to find the MAC calculation. So look at this. So MAC write secret is, it is a secret key which is being shared by the client and server. Both will be shared between them, and then followed by there is a byte sequence 0101 1100. This is the byte. This byte will be continuously repeatedly happens. So for 48 times, if you are supposed to use to find the MAC value, if you are supposed to use MD5, it could be happens to have 48 times, or you may be use SHA-1, so it could be happens to have 40 times. Okay, it could be repeated for 40 times. So 40 into these many number of bits. Okay, so for 40 times for SHA and 48 times for MD5. It is happens to be have with pad2. And pad 1 00110110. It's also the same for 48 times for MD5 algorithm, 40 times for SHA algorithm. And this sequence number is whatever the sequence number which have been taken into consideration. So that sequence number could be generated by SSL itself, and SSL compressor length in the sense. So what is the length of the fragment, and what is the type of that particular compressor? Compressor type, and then what is the plain text compressed fragment in the sense before compressing. So how much length of fragment has been taken here? So that could be using this one. So the MAC will be gets calculated, and that could be appended to the compressed plain text over there. Okay, in this way this SSL record protocol will be implemented. Okay, then tomorrow we'll come across with remaining all other 3 more protocols are available: handshake protocol and cipher spec protocol, and those protocols will be taken into consideration here. Alert protocol. We will discuss all these things by tomorrow. Okay, that is what the class for today. Okay. Where it is? Yeah.